What is up, everyone? In this video, we're gonna take a look at Shenhe. It's gonna be our first impression video. Keep that in mind that there could be another video in closing what I think about Shenhe, right? Alright, here we go. Let's take a look at her skills. You'd probably get this kind of attack if you have her spear. Because the base attack for Calamity Queller is just so high that if you have attack percentage Sans, Goblet, and Circlet, your attack will go up to 4k. Without the weapon passive. Anyhow, I did not give so much shit about the crit rate, but it is still at 47%, 135% critical damage. You're supposed to have a lot of energy charge, because if you have less than 140% energy charge, if you do rotations here and there, you will not be able to get your Q up after the rotations. So make sure you try to get 140% energy charge. Anyhow, the artifacts, I am using 2-piece Gladiator and 2-piece Shenhe for maximum attack bonus possible. And constellations, C0. Talents! Well, it took me a while for me to understand it fully, so you might want to follow me carefully. So normal attack is just normal attack. E. So this is where, from the live stream, we learned that by either using press or hold, we would be buffing the different kind of attack damage, right? So for press, you were supposed to buff like the skill damage, and then for hold, you're supposed to buff damage for normal attack, charge attack, and plunging attack. That is from the passive. From the passive, it says after Shenhe uses E, and depending on how you use your E, you're gonna be buffing different kind of effects. So for press, skills. Hold, normal, charged, and plunging attack damage. Okay, keep that in mind. So even though Shenhe is specialized for Cryo characters, she can also kind of buff other kind of characters as well, even when they're not Cryo. So here's the E again. After using your E, whether if you press or hold, you're gonna get the Icy Quill. What it does is normal, charged, plunging attacks, elemental skills, and elemental burst damage deals Cryo damage to opponents. The damage dealt is increased based on Shenhe's current attack. So this is why I used 2 Gladiator set, 2 Shenhe set, so that you would have the highest attack possible. And then, here's the important part. The Icy Quill's effect will be cleared once its duration ends or after being triggered a certain number of times. So, when you press, you get 5 quota. And then, for hold, you get 7. So, if that effect happens 5 times or 7 times, it's gone. You gotta re-trigger it in order for you to get that Cryo damage bonus again. And there is Q. So basically, this is an AoE Cryo damage, which decreases the Cryo res and physical res. Shenhe is not only good for just Cryo DPS, but also, supposedly, is going to be good for your physical DPS. And then, from a passive, an active character within the field created by Divine's Maiden's Deliverance, which is our Q, gains 15% Cryo damage bonus. This is not going to be that huge, but it is something. And then what we're gonna do here is we're going to test out her comp with Kaeya first. I'm gonna be comparing Shenhe with Rosaria. So let's take a look at the first half with Kaeya, Mona, Xingqiu, and Rosaria. After this, we're gonna replace Rosaria with Shenhe and take a look at Kaeya's damage, okay? We're just gonna be looking at the Cryo damage, okay? There is a 20% elemental burst damage bonus, so we gotta keep that in mind. 4k, 6k, okay, alright, 11k with Mona's Omen, okay, alright, cool. Okay, here we go. 14k. As you can see, with and without Shenhe is pretty big. And yes, you could probably say that, oh yeah, you could have used Bennett for this. But if I do bring Bennett, then they're not gonna be perma-frozen. Well, especially when you have C6 Bennett, right? So for me, it's impossible for me to use Bennett. So for those of you guys who has non-C6 Bennett, congratulations, you can still use Bennett. But supposedly, when you use Bennett Q, you do pyro damage and then you melt people, right? So a lot better for Cryo. So instead of using Shenhe, let's use Bennett instead. So it would be Mona, Kaeya, Bennett, and Xingqiu. Okay, here we go. So that's 10k, and there are melts here and there. So I think this is where we can just kind of end Shenhe's showcase right there. Shenhe is a support character that nobody needs, for sure. And the reason why I would probably want to go Shenhe instead of Bennett would be if I ever, by any chance, want to utilize my freeze comp. Is she bad though? No, she's not bad. I like how they came up with a different way of, buffing other characters. Just like how when they came up with Kujosara, she was specialized for Raiden Shogun, right? Shenhe is specialized for cryo characters and it's gonna help you do more damage with physical DPS as well. So what you would probably have to compare is gonna be if she's gonna be good with the constellations. And I hear a lot of feedback saying Shenhe is very bad at C0. But one thing I can tell you is Shenhe does her job. I don't know how much buff they actually expect from Shenhe. So, there was a little difference between when I was using Shenhe versus when I was using Bennett, right? It was not fair, to be honest, because my Bennett Q is level 13. And also, I'm using Miss Splitter, which has the highest base attack in the game. So, with level 13, which gives 119% attack bonus ratio, my Bennett has 865 flat attack. Versus my Shenhe with level 6 E skill, which only gives 63.9% attack. I believe at level 13, it goes up to 97%. So we're missing like almost 50% bonus. From 63.9% to 90 something, we're missing 30%. So from there, give it or take, it's 50%, right? Anyhow. Because I do my character showcase at level 6, this showcase is just gonna be me doing a showcase with Shenhe. And because all my other characters have C6, it's really hard for me to kind of show you the estimate potential out of your character. Because most of you guys are F2P and small spenders, and you're gonna be using 4-star weapons or 3-star weapons, so it's not gonna be relatable. That's why I want to show you the difference between when I'm using Shenhe versus maxed out Bennett. I'm not so sure if it's so meaningful, unless I get my Shenhe to get C6 constellation. So I just want you to kind of have fun looking at the comparison and what it would be like for you to use Shenhe without the cryo characters. If you kind of use Shenhe as if you're using like a Bennett, right? Because you're supposed to use cryo characters. And I'm gonna be using my Jean for the showcase. My Jean has almost 90% crit rate, so most of the damage I do with Jean is gonna be crit. So, keep that in mind that Shenhe damage bonus is only coming from her passive, where it gives 15% extra damage. Okay, almost 2.5k. $27k. So, that damage increase was exactly almost the 15%. But when I use Bennett, obviously we're gonna see a huge damage increase, right? 39k. Because from 25k attack, you get 37k. That's like almost 1200 attack. And what if they use both of them for damage increase? I'm wondering. 42k. Yo, I'm thinking, what if I use Shenhe on a national team? Let's see if it's okay. Okay. Okay, we're lacking a lot of energy charge, but that also can be, it's gonna be compensated when I build characters differently. Okay, I was able to use my Xiangling Q on top of Bennett's Q. That's good. To be honest, like I said, Shenhe is a support character that nobody needs, but if you actually want to use her, there's always a way. I didn't want to include this part in the first impression video, but I think it's gonna be really important. For Ayaka especially, it's gonna be really good. My Ayaka is C6, so watch this just for fun. We're gonna see the effect of Shenhe at C0. My Ayaka has 2387 attack, 36% crit rate, 284% critical damage, 130% energy charge, 15% cryo damage bonus. My weapon is Mist Splitter R5. My artifacts, I'm using Blizzard Strayer set. So when frozen, I'm getting that 40% critical rate, which gives me 76% crit rate. Constellation C6, so if by any chance I'm doing a charge attack, there's gonna be 298% increased damage for charge attack. And then when I use my Q, there's gonna be, 30% defense decrease for 6 seconds. My talents, 9, 9, 11, and here we go. I'm also going to put Kazuha so that we can lower their resistance with a VV set and also give extra cryo damage bonus. We can either put Kokomi or Mona. I would say Mona is going to be pretty good, but I don't have the TTDS on her, I believe. I'm just going to be doing a hold E so that when I use my Ayaka E, we're going to do a lot of damage. Kazuha E, plunge attack, Q, plunge attack E again. Ayaka Q. What happened to the wolves? Haha, it's gone. Okay. Charge attack. Oh. Okay, 69k each hit. That's Ayaka normal attack. Freeze them. Use Ayaka Q. So this is also great because, well, my Ayaka C6. However, as you can see, after I do all those combos, I do normal attack with Ayaka, and that damage is not that great compared to when I have Shenhe in it. Okay, defense 30%. That's gonna just buff my second team. He's gone! That guy's gone! What the? I know what you guys want to say. Because, yes, I think the same way. Full Geo team is especially... I like full Geo team a lot better because it's so much more convenient. Like, people will say otherwise. They all have their different opinions, but for me, it's a whale with a boomer hand, dude. I just... You know, Ito. Ito is just so much better. For those of you guys who actually wanted to make your team better by pulling for Shenhe, unfortunate. But one thing I can make sure is that, especially when you're trying to come up with a two different Sparrowbeast team, Shenhe is going to help you build the second team. Because either way, whether if it's 4 Cryo characters or not, she's going to be able to buff your elemental skill, elemental burst damage, normal charged, and plunging attack damage, right? So although it's not going to be that great, she still has ability to buff up the whole team. That's why I wanted to try her out in the national team, right? Instead of using Chongyun, I used Shenhe. And did it work out great? I need a lot more energy recharge. And if I can somehow rotate better, then that team is going to be okay. But overall, if you were to ask me, should I pull for Shenhe? Ask yourself this. Do you need to make your team better? Because if that's the case, there are going to be better options than just Shenhe. I would say pulling for Zhongli is going to be a lot better than going for Shenhe. Just to improve your team, a lot more universal. He can go into any kind of team, whereas Shenhe is a specialized Cryo support. But think about this. She right now has the biggest booba in Genshin Impact. She has really nice modeling. So if you like that character, if you like how she looks, go for it. It's not going to be that bad. But TLDR, she's going to be a support that nobody needs, but that you would want. She can be easily replaced by Bennett, and usually the Bennett is going to be better. But just like how there is Goro for Ito, Kujo-Sara for Raiden Shogun, we have Shenhe for Cryo DPS or sub DPS. Ayaka, Ganyu, if you don't have those characters, it's gonna be a little weird for you to go for Shenhe. But if you do, by any chance, consider getting Shenhe. You've seen the amount of damage I can do with Shenhe, just like that. I hope this video helped you decide whether if you should be going for Shenhe or not. I will be playing around with Shenhe a lot more, and then if there's any update, I'll make another video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.